I'm actually trying to edit these things. I'm gonna see how this video essay, edit the video, cut out pauses and silences, add graphics type of shit is gonna be. Trying to figure out different ways to use it so I could also get TikTok clips and shit out of it, because you know the ecosystem gotta go. Appreciate y'all getting me to 1.5K. 1.15K, sorry. I'd love to make it to 1.2K by the end of the year. We could probably hit 1.5K by the end of the year. I should really hit 2K by the end of the year. Anyway, I thought instead of giving you this whole entire spiel for like the next couple episodes where each video I have to upload, each video I'd have to make a thumbnail for, I just thought, why not use the chapter system in YouTube and just comment on everything? So we're gonna brighten up the scene a little. Whoa! My hair is I just did my hair too. You know your boy is spinning. I was about to put some pomade in it, but here we are. Ladies and gentlemen. Everything. Starting with, holy shit, this man is cooking.
Are we liberals or are we not? Do we really want borders?
You tell me.
I mean, once upon a time, there were no passports. The world was a much better place. When Lord Byron went to Greece, where he died, or Lord Elgin for that matter, he didn't need a passport. What was wrong with that? I think borders are a sign of failure of the human species.
It's very relevant right now because the UK is currently having a lot of debate about immigration.
You shouldn't be having this debate. It is a misanthropic, stupid debate. And you have a minister who should have been expelled from this country for having these ideas. She even challenged the United Nations Charter on Refugees. I mean, this is.
She suggested it might have been
an
outdated legal mechanism to resolve that problem.
She's a dangerous, poor excuse of human nature.
But
the
people who are anxious,
very ashamed of her.
But the people who are anxious about this issue are the people you are trying to look after.
Sure.
They are people who...
My job is not to pander to anxieties that are absolutely false consciousness examples. Look, Freddie, we Europeans exported hordes of people. We emigrated to the four corners of the planet. We populated the earth from Latin America to North America, to Asia, to Africa, millions, usually armed as well, right? As imperialists. We had no qualms about that for 1,000 years. All that has happened is that we're getting old. Demographically, we are aging. So, migratory flows have reversed. We need migrants. The more the merrier. Why do people worry about the Romanians living next door to them? It's because the flats have been privatized. They used to be council houses, and now they are being privatized, and austerity, together with largesse for the financiers through quantitative easing, has destroyed the foundation of the society, even if you didn't have a single foreigner. All this angst and rage is being diverted, as in the mid-war period, against the Jew, the Muslim, the Romanian, the Brit, the German, the foreigner. We must not tolerate that, and we must never pander to that and say, the solution is to erect taller fences. No, it is not.
Those people who you don't want to tolerate prefer...
I mean the politicians.
I'm talking about voters who might have ideas
I tolerate
that you
every
don't
voter.
like.
I don't know about tolerating every voter, but yeah, based. Absolutely based. We live on preconceived notions of time. The only existence is the existence. Yeah, it's very funny that people like to bring up, well, why is Nazism popular? Why is fascism popular? It's because they've had these ideas planted in their heads, and then they've seen with their own eyes actions to justify, yeah, my parents were right. That's why they say shit like, why don't you condemn this? Why don't you condemn that? This is why they ask for that. And they are the provocateurs, the snake oil salesmen, the grifters that you've come to know as powerful political commentary entities that feed ideas from the ground. Hey, this is what the kids are complaining about on TikTok. Just say this to get them riled up. See how the left attacks me when it's just people calling you stupid for being stupid? And it starts to ingrain in you that some people are deserving of less. That homeless dude that comes up to you smelling like straight piss. It says, "Can you have $1?" And you wait, and you look at them and you're like, "Ew, get away from me." 5 years later, you meet a man. And this man decides to, at some point or another, ask you out. You meet this man, everything goes great, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. And then he gets down on one knee, pulls out a little box, and he opens it up. And inside that box is not a ring. It is $1. And he then throws it at you and says, "Oh, ha ha, bitch. You were saying ill gross when I was covered in pee, but I got myself cleaned up, and you love me now. Well, of course, I love you, of course. Yeah. It's only been 1 day, but I feel everything for you. I'm still homeless." You gonna pay my bills? You gonna pay my telephone bills? No. You have been conditioned over hundreds of years to see certain people as inhuman. And the problem is that it's so subtle that as you're growing up, you legitimately as a person, and I can say this for almost maybe every marginalized group, but not so much. I can say this for just about what should have been everybody on earth, but we know how that works. Yo, dog. Okay. You yourself as a person probably growing up didn't think the shit you was learning had anything to do with race or racism or prejudice or systemic issues or internal problems in society. That's because you spent the majority of your time around other kids. A lot of what is missed in your lifetime, a lot of what you don't understand about why people treat people the way that they do, is because when you were a kid, you perpetuated those actions towards others, and you never knew it because they didn't know it. So you all laughed about it. It was funny. It was so funny. Ha 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 ha. But to be honest, nobody was G-checking anybody in the hood for saying the N-word. Like, there were obvious people who weren't going to say it. But then there were not so obvious people. Who gives a shit about discourse? We're at school. There's no social media. We don't see each other unless we play online. And God bless you if you had an online gaming console at that time. God bless you if you were actually part of the lobbies back then. Got to keep up with friends and you gamed for hours until your mom said, "Nope, time to turn that shit off. You got school in the morning." And right as you left that lobby, somebody said a word and you picked it up and you started repeating it. And then you found out when you turned 26, that's actually the F slur and you shouldn't call people that. Now you go back throughout your entire timeline of history and you're like, oh shit, I really did call a lot of people that, including a lot of people who turned out to be a part of the LGBTQ community. Like, oh shit. What you gonna do, apologize? Nope. Now, the next time you see these people in public, you've grown because you realize that was bad. But the last image that they have of you in their head is that same homophobic weirdo person. So you eventually talk to them once you see them in public again, and you guys obviously are gonna hit the topic. You hit the topic, you let them know how much you've grown, they think it's cool and nice, but they're still wary of you because they haven't met you in a long time. And how do you know who's who and what's what in this day and age with men and then the such and such and blah, blah, blah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the point of this part of the video is this is how radicalization begins. Fear of the other leads to things that you didn't even consciously think were fears of the other play out. Then you get rejected once. You see your ex, or maybe you date a girl and she leaves you or whatever. Then you see your ex with a black dude. You go online to a forum and you make a joke about, damn, yo, I really saw my girl trotting around with Tyrone, and everybody laughs, and then somebody posts a monkey picture. And you yourself don't actually know what that means, but you're smart enough at this age to make a connotation. So you play along and be like, or you say some other shit, and then they up the game, and then you up the game, and then it's up, 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 and then it's stuck. Despite earning 3.97 unweighted at 4.42 weighted GPA, scoring 1590 out of 1600 on the SATs, and founding his own e-signing startup RabbitSign his sophomore year, Zong was rejected by 16 colleges he applied to. Ladies and gentlemen, the post that retweeted this said it's crazy that American universities can have officially racist policies, but the victims are Asian kids, so we all collectively shrug. All right. Gonna do this real easy, real quick on this one. This is that shit that we be talking about when we talk about the model minority myth. Bro, and this tweet said it all for me. Affirmative action is gone and they still blaming black people for their failures. Couple that with begging people to remember that the acceptance rate of elite universities is like 5%, and the resumes of people who do get in are insane. Applying to less than 20 and getting into none of them is genuinely the expected outcome. Perfect scores on your transcript only put you in like the 80th percentile of applicants. These aren't all impossible dream schools, and it doesn't just make sense given his resume. And CA doesn't have affirmative action. He must have had the worst essay of all time or something. The startup is apparently less impressive than it appears, poking around some of the replies, but this slate it seems less likely, but also not impossible. And of course, people rejected from college is the perfect place to farm confirmation bias examples. Hot take, this is bad, and elite university should be 10 times bigger. Agree. They're using Asian people as the new victim of racist policies because the white people already got called out on it. They won the battle against the black people, and by the black people, you know I mean the... So, you know, it's like, who's next? Bro, when they start... That's why Vivek is in such an interesting position right now. It's so funny. He's in such an interesting position right now. Because Lord have mercy if he gains any more notoriety and this rhetoric starts spinning around again. That's going to be fun. That's going to be so much fun. Everybody is content. Nobody is real. I have chocolate-covered pretzels.
Three thefts, hidden by the murders. People only see what they're trained to see, what the organization wants them to see.
I agree with Mudahar. I miss when games would just try. And I don't mean like all games don't try these days. There are tons of games, hundreds of games, long list of games that are still trying. But like the main franchises used to do it too. Such a shame. A man overheard me on the phone to my boyfriend last night, lost trying to find my hotel. He didn't try and make small talk. He told me to stay on the phone, and then he walked 2 feet in front of me for a whole 10 minutes so he could point out my hotel to me. That's how you do it. And what could have been a scary situation, he did everything right. I felt so safe. Massive thank you to that man. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want you to dive into the replies. I don't want to get into your whole type of man and, oh, but if I do it, da-da-da, this and that. Oh, he must have been cute. Drop all of it. The safety that women need to feel is ever culture changing. I really mean culture changing. Nobody is born a rapist. Nobody.